Welcome everyone into the Barking Browns podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday evening. I am your host, Casey Kenneman, and this is Know Your Enemy, the podcast where we do a deep dive and break down the Browns' upcoming opponent. And as always, we are brought to you by our friends over at SeatGeek. You guys know the drill. Just go to SeatGeek, punch in that promo code Barking Browns, save yourself $20 off your first order. 'Tis the season. Maybe you love someone in your life and you want to get them tickets to a Cavs game or a concert or some stand-up comedy, or maybe you don't like someone that much and you want to punish them by giving them Browns tickets. Either way, the code works the same. Promo code Barking Browns, save yourself $20 off, and spread some cheer this time of year. Well, we got a big one this week. We got our Lake Erie brethren coming up. We have the Buffalo Bills, the 10-4 Buffalo Bills. And Vegas doesn't think too highly of our odds in this one, boys. 10.5 point underdogs at home. That's pretty rough, but I think it's probably more than fair. But that's just a 10,000 foot overview looking down. We need someone who can break this down for us and kind of tell us who this Bills iteration is. So I have a hell of a guest for us tonight. This is a friend of the show. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage, without further ado, the founder of Beware the Stampede, Mr. Jeremy Grethel.
Casey, how's it going, brother? Good to see you
Welcome
again.
to the party, man. How are we doing?
It's Friday night. We got football all weekend. We got basketball. Everything's going on. It's the holiday season. I mean, how can't you love this time of year?
Yeah, hell of a game last night to kick off the weekend, too.
I mean, what a wild 2-point conversion. No, I mean, I was like, what luck is that?
Yeah, it's I couldn't turn away. Like I needed to be in bed. I couldn't do it. I couldn't quit looking. I still think the Rams are the better team. If I had to put money on it, but at the end of the day, man, those are two playoff teams, and it's just proof that Seattle wasn't. They hired McDonald and really kind of speed ran it to where that's a legitimate team now.
Oh, yeah.
And I know a lot of people were kind of on the fence when they shipped off Geno and brought in Sam Darnold. Was Sam Darnold was that real what he did in Minnesota? And you're seeing it. I mean, 2 picks last night, but very resilient. That's a tough out for somebody.
I mean, he's the quarterback I think that the Jets were hoping he would turn into that just never materialized. And honestly, he's got a good team there. He's got a balanced team. He's got a great rushing attack. He's got JSN. I mean, the guy's just a complete stud. I mean, you had 2 of the best receivers in the NFL last night, and it was fireworks in that game, and just a fluke 2-point conversion. And this is why you always play through till the whistle. You don't stop playing, and that showed it last night, because that doesn't happen. It doesn't go the Seahawks way. And I will say, I don't know how people felt about those helmets, but man, those Seahawk helmets, those are fire. I love those.
Yeah, the jerseys were didn't really, I don't know how it looked live, in person.
Jerseys
TV was
were weird.
for the jerseys for me, it was a little awkward. The jersey itself, but I don't know. I'll tell you right now, that's an electric atmosphere though that they play in.
Yeah, I've been down that way in Seattle and never made it to the stadium, but went to see a game across the street for baseball. Man, that is just a cool spot right on the water. And those fans, man, they don't screw around. I thought us Bills fans are electric, but man, I'll tell you, Seattle competes.
That's the transition. You're part of a rabid fan base. Let's do that, man. Let's just go right into it. What's the Buffalo vibe check going into Week 16?
I mean, we're feeling good. 10-4. We hit a few stumbling blocks, right? We lost to the Falcons. Probably shouldn't have lost that game. Lost to the Dolphins, which that's a real kick in the at this point of the season. Looking how that's going for them. But it was a wake up call too. I mean, we went and just beat the Patriots, who were obviously trying to take the division from. Coming down to the home stretch, it's gonna be tough. We got to win out. We got to beat you guys this weekend, but the Patriots got the Ravens, the Jets, and the Dolphins. And the Ravens, you don't know what you're going to get. They're going to be a tough out. And then the Jets and the Dolphins, you got 2 teams, division games, and they got nothing to play for. So if anything, they can try and play spoiler. So, and you got a new quarterback for the Dolphins at the moment. So, we'll see how that shakes out for him. Quinn Ewers, which you can't do much worse than 2 at this point. So anything they do is probably a step in the right direction.
Well, you mentioned something. I think we need to talk about it, and it's the Patriots. From the outside looking in, I think we all expected there to be a little bit of progression for them. You get a coach like Vrabel. Drake May's coming into his second year. I think we all anticipated a little bit of an uptick, but this is absurd how fast they've actually ascended. And it's put you guys in a different position because for years, ever since Brady and Belichick, moved off that era, you guys have been the hunted. You guys have been the cream of the crop in that division. And and right now you're the hunter. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
because they're fast start and evening it out because you lost to them earlier in the year. Now you beat them. You put the pressure on them. Obviously, you're favored to win against us by double digits. So, but if you do that, then it puts the pressure on them who have to play the Baltimore Ravens. Now, if we could just get Lamar Jackson to quit eating gas station sushi and getting sick, I don't know. But I think it could come down to the wire there, man.
I mean, at this point, Lamar Jackson is probably playing for his coach's job. I think Harbaugh is probably on the hot seat at this point at this year. That's gonna be the toughest game for sure that the Patriots have on the remainder of their schedule. So if they can somehow bypass the Ravens,
Hmm.
then it's pretty much gonna be theirs to lock up the AFC East. The one thing I will say is that when I look at the standings of today, I don't want to be the Patriots necessarily. Because here's the thing: if I'm the 2 seed, I don't want to potentially have to go play Houston right now. I mean, Houston beat us, but that defense is
A defense,
filthy.
yeah.
I mean, and CJ Stroud is finally starting to get back into it. And even then, David Mills, the guy's he's a legit backup. I'll give him that. Like, he took it to us. So
Yeah.
that's not an easy out. Is if I look at teams right now potentially in the playoff seeding, and I look at Houston, that is one team that I'm like, that could be a dark horse that could come out of nowhere and really make a run at it potentially. So there's no safe spot in the playoffs. Looking down the road, right? Because I'm confident I'm a Bills fan. We're gonna make playoffs.
Yes.
Whether or not we win the AFCs, we'll find out. But we got a shot. I mean, we got to get through you guys. The Eagles, that's not going to be necessarily a walkthrough, but they're struggling lately. And then the Jets, not too worried about the Jets. The Jets are the Jets. So
Yeah, that is the one hope for Browns fans that you guys are looking ahead at the Eagles and maybe could have a hiccup. But when you look at it though, just the AFC as a whole now, because in my estimation, you guys would have at minimum been to 2 Super Bowls if it wasn't for a certain quarterback that plays out in Missouri, who is now out of the whole thing. Chiefs are eliminated. A Mahomes-less playoffs. Does that make you feel better about your overall outlook?
yes, because this is the year. It's like I feel this way every year, right? I'm a Bills fan. Like
Yeah.
we're always going to take it all the way, right? Because we're still living in the '90s here. But the reality of it is, you don't have Mahomes. You're not going to have Burrow. Probably not going to have Lamar. So all of the teams we have historically had an issue with or known we're going to have to see at some point in the playoffs are completely out of it. Now
Mhm.
you've got a random group of teams that, like the Patriots. I didn't expect the Patriots to be in
Yeah.
you got the Chargers, you got Houston, like you got Pittsburgh. Like they're all, I look at that and I'll tell you right now, there's not a team that I look at and I'm like, that team can be the team that's going to stop everybody, or that's the team that's going to take the whole thing. Like it's really anyone's race that gets into the
Mhm.
playoffs this year, as far as I'm concerned. But again, Houston, like if I have to pick a dark horse, that's the one team I look at and I'm like, man, somebody just don't let them in, because when they're cooking, that team is actually a lot better than they look record wise.
Yeah. I think it's the way across the NFC too. Like I still think the Rams are probably my favorite to make it out of the NFC, but as last night proved, like it's a very even playing ground this year. But when I look at it just from terms of like, and I got to say, I blame you guys for something that has happened to us. That 13-second final between you and Kansas City is what forced us to go get Deshaun Watson. The league watched that game and was like, if you ain't got a dude, you ain't got a chance. You know what I mean? And like now we're just looking at the quarterbacks that are left, and we're talking about no Burrow, no Mahomes. Lamar Jackson's got a bellyache or whatever. Like if it's Drake May or Josh Allen, and there's 2 minutes to win the game, I mean, this feels like it, right? This feels like the year is going to be Josh.
It's
And
it's
speaking of
gotta
that,
be.
do you think that he has a better case for MVP this year? No.
I think the way I look at MVP is always when you're going into the season and you're the MVP, you have it till somebody knocks you off that perch. I think you can still make a case for Stafford. I think it becomes a little harder after last night just because of the loss, not
Mhm.
so much the fact he didn't throw for like 400 plus yards. Um, Drake May, I think right now them losing to the Bills in that crushing defeat because they were up 21 to nothing until we decided to score 5 touchdowns in a row. Way to go, Bills! Never give up. Um, I think that really hurt his chances. And I think honestly, if they went out, the Bills went out, I think Josh Allen probably wins the MVP. And I think if you look at his numbers this year, he just does things that nobody else does. It's
Yeah.
just his ability to throw, his ability to run, his ability to just change the game solely by him being on the field is undeniable across the board. I mean, there's Myles Garrett, same thing on defense, right? Like that guy is just a game record. Josh
Mhm.
Allen's that guy. It's like as long as he's on your side and he's in the game, you have a chance. I don't care what the score is. And he showed that against the Patriots, right? Like everyone was writing him off. Dave Portnoy goes on Twitter, ranting and raving, 21-0. We got, and then Josh Allen's like, nope, hold my beer, and just takes it to him. And the guy is just, he's unbelievable to watch, and it's just fun. He loves Buffalo. He hopefully will retire a Bill. I know that's what he wants, and we all want. And that man was made for Buffalo, and Buffalo was made for him. It's just a perfect match. Unlike Deshaun Watson, sorry, brother.
Oof, no, hey man, we usually don't even say his name. We just say four because we know it's like Beetlejuice. We don't like conjure anything.
He who will not be named.
Yeah, yeah. If we could just not name him, but it's the reality of the situation. When I look at Josh Allen, though, all the tools in the world coming out of college, obviously Wyoming, but he gets here, he has accuracy issues, but
Yep.
it's like if you stick with someone and you actually develop somebody and you see it come to fruition, and now he's like a math changer, like because of his ability to just play YOLO ball at any given moment and just
Yep.
be like, I'm playing kamikaze, stop me if you can, and then you can't,
That's it.
but at some point that bill probably comes due. If you look at a player like
It
Cam
will.
Newton, you know what I mean? So he's getting away with it. I know a couple of years ago they tried to put the reins on him, like, all right, big fella, we need you to. But like
Yeah.
he's at his best when he's doing that. It's undeniable, right?
It's like watching basketball and watching street ball, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like we have a play, but this is just kind of what we want to do. It's not what we're probably gonna do. And then Josh is like, oh, it's broken. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it for a 15-yard run. I mean, he he's going for his fifth straight year of 40 plus touchdowns. Like that's never happened in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like he's got 4 straight seasons. He's going for a fifth. Like he holds so many records that he keeps breaking by himself for himself. And it's nuts. Like he doesn't need to throw 40 touchdowns because he can go run for 10 or 15. And yes, he gets knocked at, oh, they tush push and this and that. And it's like, but if you look at most of his touchdowns, they're actually from more than 5 yards out. It's like he's getting in the end
Yeah.
zone on his own. He's putting in the work. Like we're not talking Eagles and, we're just going to throw you over the line, which, you love it or you hate it, depending on what side of the coin you're on. If it's legal, it's legal, right? Like, but Josh Allen, man, that guy's he's a beast. Cam Newton, right? Like he's just a big, strong quarterback, and he's going to take it if he needs to take it. The concern I have is exactly what you said, though, is at some point, when does he start to break down? Like he can't do this till he's 40 years old, right? He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers out there, which still blows my mind. He's still playing.
Yeah.
But then we get what's his name, Philip Rivers coming back at 44, which is just that's like me
Granddad
going out
out
there.
there.
Like holy crap, that's insane.
He's a grandfather out there,
And
man.
I struggle getting out of bed some days, and this dude's out there throwing football still. I'm like, you're nuts. But hats off to you, Josh Allen's. He is. I think that's one of the things people love about him. Like he's one of those guys. You're like, I would love to sit down and have a beer with this guy. Like I would love to just shoot the shit with Josh Allen and
Which probably
talk
goes a
about
long way in
whatever.
Buffalo.
Oh, for sure. I
Just
mean,
that,
he's
you know
just
what I mean?
the community loves him. They're out and about, and it's you get Ed Oliver riding his horse around town. It's like that's how it is.
Well, let's talk about a supporting cast.
Ooh,
Once again, from the outside looking in, it's Cook, it's Kincaid, it's Knox, and it's kind of a hodgepodge of whoever steps up this week at wide receiver. I mean,
no
for
one.
God's sakes, McCole Hardman, you know what I mean? Just out of nowhere. Brandon Cooks still in the league. But I think that, you drafted Keon Coleman. Khalil Shakir is usually pretty solid for you guys, but just kind of talk about the supporting cast.
I mean, let's just say it's Cook, right? Cook gets the ball, he runs, he gets 100 yards, we win the game. Like it's honestly, it's that simple mathematics. The guy is special. He annoyed me as a Bills fan. Like I understand guys want to get paid, right? When their contract comes due and they're like, I'm owed this money, I deserve this money. But is normal people, right? Like ourselves, like you're getting paid millions of dollars to go play a game, right?
Yes.
Like, and I support that game. Like I'm wearing Bills gear and stuff. Like I'll spend the money on, but it's hard to relate to when you're like, I want $15 million a year, $12 million a year. It's like, and you're playing a sport. I'm not taking away from the fact it's risky, all those things. It's just, it's a different world. So for me, it's like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, like, don't be greedy. Like, you're in a good spot. You're in a
Mhm.
place that wants you. Like, you can have a chance to win a Super Bowl here. Like, what's more important, money or Super Bowl, right? Like, you
Yeah.
can go, like,
Legacy.
Miles Garrett, right? Miles like, I want to go someplace I can compete. And then the Browns are like, hey, we're gonna give you boatloads of money. And he's like, you know what, I like it here. And hey, to each their own. I'm not judging for it, like to each
Yeah.
their own. But he's earning his money. Cook's earning his payday this year. I mean, he's got 1,400 yards. He's literally right behind Taylor. He's probably gonna beat Taylor out for the rushing title this year, just because when I'm looking at that team now with Phillip Rivers and how they're just going to stack the box because quite
Yeah.
frankly, he's not scary. It's probably going to hurt Taylor in the long run. 10 touchdowns. Cook's got almost 300-yard receiving with another 2 touchdowns. Like he can do it all. And last year it was more Ty Johnson, the receiving. Now you're seeing him be used more as a wide receiver out of Allen is kind of a safety valve earlier in downs. So I think he's just getting more use. Dawson Knox, I've never been a huge fan, honestly. I have nothing against the guy. I've just never liked him all that much, truthfully. I'm a huge Kincaid fan, though. I loved him coming out of Utah. I still do. I think he's a beastly tight end. He's got great hands. Knox, I think, is a better blocking tight end. And I like that they've taken kind of the Patriots playbook, right? Running those 2 tight end sets a lot of the time with both of them in, and basically stealing that, Gronkowski, Hernandez tight end sets that the Patriots used to run and kind of using that against them. But outside of that, we don't have much. We got Coleman. I like the kid. He's just not consistent. He hasn't taken that step I expected senior 2. And honestly, with some of the disciplinary things, part of that's grown up, right? Like he's still a young kid growing up, but at the same point, like you got to step into that. Josh Palmer, I hated that. I didn't like it from day one when we went and got him. I think we overpaid for a mediocre receiver, in my opinion. Brandon Cooks, like I like the guy, but what do we get? Like we've done this before. We go and get these old players, and it's like they're at the end. What are we doing there? It's just so. The question is, when are we going to go get that number 1 receiver again? We had him with Diggs. We let him go. I'm not mad about that. I think it was time for both parties to walk away from that. And now obviously he's with our rivals, so there's that. So it's like great, good to see you again, Stefan. So
Well, you can afford to do that when you have an elevator like Josh, though.
Oh, for sure, because he makes everybody around you better.
Yeah, yeah. One player we didn't talk about, but like I'm infatuated with him is Jackson Halls. I love that kid, and we talk about blocking tight ends.
Dude, he's beast.
He plays like a pulling guard, man. Like he's out there flatlining folks, man. He's and obviously when you have 2 tight ends like Kincaid and Knox, it's going to be hard for you to get on the field. But it's like, you can see a path to where that dude's going to be a solid pro in the league for 10 years.
Yep. But he's also one of those guys, he's earning time. And you can see that by him doing, it's the little things, right? Like it's going out there and doing those little things. It's not giving up on plays. It's making those blocks. It's, plowing somebody over, and he's getting rewarded for it with more playing time, which is great to see. I'm a big believer in that, right? Like just because you're considered the number 1 guy, if you're not playing like it, like you should move down that and you should give the opportunities to guys that are earning it. Shakir, like you said, I love Shakir, by the way. Great pickup from Boise State. That guy's got glue for hands. But same thing. Just haven't seen as much of him this year as I would have expected either. But I think part of that is there's more balanced attack when you're looking at Cook and some of the plays that they're running and how they're using him this year compared to the past years, where he was really just considered more of a running back and never really being targeted as a receiver. But he's got 31 receptions this year. So they're looking to him a lot more than they have in previous years. But yeah, it's we go get that number one receiver. And I don't know who it is. I don't know where it is, but we got to do this. This is the thing. Every year I'm like, go get a receiver. Find that guy, move up, take the one piece you need. Because yeah, I love Josh Allen and he makes everybody better. But the thing is too, is at some point you've got to have that Puka Nacua, right? You've got to have that JSN. Like they are just those guys that are game changers. And when the game's on the line, you've got Allen to do some of it, but you sometimes need that one person you can just air it out to for 50 yards downfield. And the man can make the throw. You just need somebody down there to get it.
Yeah, let's circle back to one thing you said about James Cook and the contract situation. Do you think that it was all affected by the fact that he watched Dalvin go through what he went through, and he just I think he understands how short the window is for that position?
I think that's part of it. I mean, when you have a brother that was that good, right?
Mhm.
And when he was in obviously Minnesota, he was a beast. I mean, I love Dalvin Cook
Supernova. Yeah.
for sure. So I think part of that is when you've got somebody, a family member, right, that's directly in that can kind of advise you. And you just see the way the market is going nowadays, right? Like that's why you have your agents to do that homework for you. And you see what some of these guys are getting in. It was a risky move, right? Like we've seen it not work out with running backs where it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to hold out. Like Le'Veon Bell pulled that a couple of years ago, and it pretty much was like
Yep.
the death of him at that point. He didn't really end up sticking anywhere, and he was out of the league. So it can go both ways. I mean, running back, they're a dime a dozen. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's the reality of it. Like you can pick them up pretty easily anywhere, and honestly, it's kind of plug and play with some of them. You're gonna have those great guys, but look at Gianti this year. He hasn't done anything in Vegas. I mean, granted, the team's terrible, but you go get a first round pick on this guy, and it's like have you gotten your return out of him at this point? No. Are you gonna? Maybe, but like what's that shelf life? Right? You might have 4 or 5 good years out of him.
Mhm.
Year one's already pretty much a waste at this point. So it's a crapshoot a lot of times. So I think he wanted to get his money, he wanted to get paid, but also realizing he had a good opportunity in Buffalo to still be the number one guy and have a chance to contend for a title.
Yeah, in an absolute tremendous situation. I think when we think about someone like Ashton Genty, I think it's like a philosophy in roster building. You can take that first round pick, swing on a running back if that's your finishing piece. If
Yep.
that's the thing you need to put you over the top, you already have the line in place, the quarterback in place. But when you start with the running back, it's just like it's almost like a failure to launch situation. And he might be good in 2 or 3 years when if they can build they get the other things built there. But when it's like an in stage thing. Whereas the receiver, it's like when you're thinking of cornerstones of the offense,
Yep.
quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver. That's
Yep.
today's NFL. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, do you anticipate Bean making a move and ever moving up to get one, or you think this is just the way it's going to be? Just
I mean, I never know what that man's gonna do. I've been on those. We've had our draft shows and things like that. I'm pretty sure I think you've been on a couple
mhm.
times, and man, I was like, I still remember I was in Oklahoma City, and we went and we traded down to get Keon Coleman, and then and then we let the Chiefs go and get Xavier Worthy, and I was
Yep.
like, I hope this doesn't bite us, and of course, it kind of pretty much did bite us.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love Keon Coleman, I really do, but when I put those two side by side and I look one draft pick apart, right now, and I look at that sample size, I'm like, man, we really kind of missed on that one. But he's smart. He makes good calculated moves. I'm a big Oklahoma City Thunder fan. I think of him a lot like Sam Presti, not to the same degree, because Sam Presti's just an architect. If any of you guys on here watching basketball know who he is, but like the amount of draft picks and things that they've done is just unbelievable. And Bean is very smart with managing the cap, how he does things, and he's really just trying to build that team to continuously compete. I just don't want to end up like the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, where it's like we're just good enough to be a 500 team down the road, and it's just good enough to get us in the playoffs every year, and that's all we do, because like that's not good enough. Like I'm still shocked to this day Mike Tomlin's still in Pittsburgh all these years later, and they haven't gotten rid of him,
Well, they've had 3 coaches since 1969.
which is wild.
The Rooney's just do not fire head coaches, man.
No.
I'm going to call my shot. I think Keon Coleman's going to be someone that the Browns might target in a trade this year.
I mean,
He fits the archetype for kind of disgruntled, the organizations, obviously the disciplinary stuff, not showing up to meetings,
yep.
just the stuff I'm hearing from the outside. But the talent's there. But for whatever reason, it just seems not to be clicking because he has wide receiver one talent. You see it
Yes.
when it flashes, but there's the lack of consistency has got to be frustrating.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I love this guy, but then we brought back Gabe Davis. Like Gabe Davis
Yeah,
is not
you
right.
did.
Like, and don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Gabe Davis fan, like huge. I have tons of his rookie cards. Always liked him. Granted, he's got major drop issues. Always did, even in college.
Mhm.
Back to his UCF days. But man, I love the guy. But I'm like, this is where we're at. Like, we're bringing back Gabe Davis. Like, and I like him, but like, what are we doing, guys? Like, what are we trying to do here? Like, are we really just going to rely on our core three of, Cook, Allen, and honestly, like Kincaid, like
Mhm.
to get us through there and throw Shakir in? But so far it's working. It's working. It's not working well enough, but this is the year. This is the year, Casey.
Hey man, when I look at the landscape of the AFC, I think you're the favorites, even though I don't even know if you'll win your division. I just long-term prognosis when it comes down to it. If it's 2 minutes to go, 80 yards, you got one timeout, give me Allen over everyone else.
I mean, and I look at the playoff picture, right? Well, you got Denver, right? Number 1 seed right now. Denver's beatable. We beat them last year in the playoffs, right? You got New England, we've already beat them. You've got Jacksonville, which I'm never going to be sold on them because, yeah, OBJ, hey, it could be worth a shot, right? You just never know. Jacksonville, right? Like Jacksonville, I can't stand Silent. Yeah, I mean, no, you can't fault him for it. But even in when he was with the Chargers, I didn't think he was
He's a 3 or a
that
4.
great. Yeah. Pittsburgh doesn't scare me. Chargers don't really scare me. Obviously Houston, that's the team. Honestly, I look at and I'm like, their record is not reflective of their talent this year. Especially if CJ Stroud really continues to get back to it. That team's dangerous. I mean, everyone underlooks them, and I'm like, that defense with the way they play is just that's what can win you championships. They say defense wins championships, right? Like they got a great defense. I mean, then again, you guys also have a great defense, so
Yeah,
there is
right.
that.
We are exempt from this conversation. Our offense has reached a level of ineptitude that I don't even want to talk about. And well, let's talk about that side of the ball for you. Let's talk about your defense.
Yeah. So
Jordan Phillips is going to miss this game, right? So who steps up in his absence?
maybe Matthew Judon. We're gonna be signing him.
And
I don't know if you heard that yet, but
yeah,
yeah,
well, I heard that the Dolphins, moved off of him.
Bills are signing him. That's the word on the street. So I don't know how I feel about that. I have mixed feelings on that if that's really true. I like the guy. He was always good when he played us. So
Well, the reality is, though, I mean, right now you're playing. I mean, obviously Russo's out there, but you're playing T.J. Sanders, my man, Bull Rush McIntyre, getting too many. He's a 3 tech. He's a penetrating 3 tech, and he's having to play some edge for you guys. So it would make sense to get a Judon, even though if you look at his film from the last year and a half,
he's definitely
it's been
lost
pretty
some
rough.
steps. Yeah. I mean, what do you expect? You're 33, like you're playing that
Yeah.
position, like you're getting old. But
He's had a hell of a career. I'm not but it is
Oh,
what it
yeah.
is. Father Time waits for no one.
Oh, for sure. But part of it is like, can you just occupy some space? Can you get guys to just focus on you, right? Like part of the reason we brought in Bosa was to be an impact player and kind of draw some attention, and it's helped. I mean, none of our guys are killing it in sacks. Bosa's got 5, Rousseau's got 4, Milano's got 3. Like no one's killing it getting to the quarterback, but they're forcing them to put them in bad situations. Our secondary is playing really well. Benford just continues to be an absolute beast back there. So I don't love our defense. I don't hate it. I wish we were a little more electric than we are this year. I feel like we haven't gotten the quarterback pressures and the sacks that I would have expected out of this team, but we don't need to. The problem I have with this team is we can't just always score 35, 40 points in a game. It's not going to happen, right? And when it doesn't happen, we can't stop anybody else, right? We're killing it when it comes to pass defense because we're second, giving up just about 170 yards a game. But we can't stop anybody from running if our lives depend on it because we're 30th in the league with about 143 yards given up a game. Like, yeah, it's terrible. Like people just run all day because they can. And hey, if you can keep doing it, why would you stop, right? So the Browns want to win, just run Judkins the whole time. I mean,
we will, but our line will get 0 push.
I mean, you will run him for 30 times, but I do like him, by the way. I do like him a lot.
Well, the Browns have very few pieces. We're playing a ton of rookies, but when you watch the game, Quinchon's a guy. And a lot of people are down right now, but he's getting 1.6 before contact.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no room in there. Harold Fannon's a dog. Like you'll see when you play. A lot of the rookies are. We have a decent core to build around, but we're 2 years from being 2 years. You know what I mean? When you're talking about building around all rookies on that side of the ball, and it doesn't match to what you have on defense, they have to try to find some sort of middle ground. Larry Ogunjobi, what's he up to?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I thought that was a good signing when you made it, and then he immediately gets suspended, and I didn't know what kind of factor he'd play for you guys.
I don't think much this year. I was kind of this I make superstars
for sure.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in that. I was like, well, that's a real, kind of he's gonna get the ball a whole lot this week. If I'm them, that's all I'm doing. I mean, I'm not trying to throw, honestly, and I wouldn't anyway. because, quite frankly, I don't think Sanders is that great. Man, some harsh critics on here, huh?
Look, when you're a 3-win team, man, and you've been beat down the way we've been beaten down, it's easy to get to this point in the season, and I think they will throw the ball just because they have to find out what they have in Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gabriel. I'll be honest. I liked him in college. I mean, again, I'm an OU fan, so like for me, like I liked him when he was there. Of course, then he jumped around it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like all these guys do
Yeah.
now. I think Sanders is good. I think he's got potential. I think I don't know the whole draft thing and how that'll shook out or whatever, but I think you guys have two good young quarterbacks that you could build around if they wanted to. Because quite frankly, you got to find the answer in that position at some point, right? Like statistically, at some point, one of these guys has to work out in your favor, right? Like
If we're talking about
maybe,
the odds, my man, like we would accidentally be good at some point, just by
right?
accident,
Exactly.
just
You're
by
gonna
the
fall into it.
numbers. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough sledding, man. And when you're back-to-back 3-win seasons, you don't even know who's going to be leading the team next year, and that raises all other kind of questions about who's married to who and what the plan is to go forward and where you fall in draft order. So there's a
Yep.
lot of there's a large subset of this fan base that is actively rooting to lose this game, which I don't
Me.
I think we could play our absolute best and still lose this game. So I don't think it factors in like in a tanking situation this week. But it's just when you've been
It's gonna
beat
be
down by
tough.
losing for so long, this is just where you get.
I know, and that's why the whole Myles Garrett thing was just head scratching to me. Jeremy's just being nice. I mean, I like it. Look, I've got a lot of friends in Cleveland. The company I work for, we have an office actually in Brook Park, where it apparently is the new stadium.
Hey, there we go.
So you need some tailgating spots. I could probably hook you up. In
Get
the
some
parking
tickets.
lot. No, I mean, like I get it. Like as a Bills fan, I feel like Bills and Browns fans can relate in a lot of ways to a lot of like rough years and struggles. So, and we're like right across from each other in a lot of ways. So I
Yep.
feel like kindred spirits, like like brother cities, sister cities, whatever the hell you
Yeah,
want to call it.
blue collar brothers
Yeah,
right there.
blue collar. Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's just one of those things. Like both passionate fan bases. Like I always love Browns fans because it's like I get it. I can relate in a lot of ways. We've just had better luck ultimately when it comes down to it. And we've had our shit luck too in the moments where we've lost our 4 Super Bowls and we're still trying to get back there and figure that problem out. Which this is the year, Casey. I'm gonna keep saying this is the year, and next year it's gonna be the year too. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it should be. It's going to be a Bills win. It's going to be by more than that 10.5. I think Vegas is getting that you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the uncomfortable part of this, so you can stop being so damn nice, Jeremy. What's your score prediction for this week?
34-14. That's what I'm going with.
You're going to score 14?
I think you'll score for it.
Yeah.
You just got to run the ball. Yeah. That's all you got. That's all you got to do.
We can't.
There's no secret sauce, bro.
We can't. We are incapable. Our offensive line is incapable of getting any push.
And our defensive line is incapable of stopping anyone running forward. So there's that.
Uh-oh, now you're getting mean people. Bills are not going to the Super Bowl.
I mean,
statistically, only 2 teams have 32 do.
I mean, there's that. I don't see anybody in the AFC. I don't see anybody in the AFC that is head and shoulders above anybody else. I agree with you, Casey, as far as when you look at the NFC, I think the Rams are still the team to beat. Like 100% when they're on, that team is.
Yeah, they get Devontae back. You know what I mean? That offense is humming. That defense. What's crazy is to think they lost someone like Aaron Donald and they didn't have a drop off because of the aggregate of everything else they added. And let's be real. Like they went so many years without first round picks, but they just hit rounds 3 through 6 like clockwork every year and amass this thing. They're not really even paying people.
Nope. That's the scary part. I mean, like that team, and you've got Stafford, like he's killing it, but like he's not young. Everyone forgets he's up there. I mean, I think that is absolutely possible. MC, like Bills, Rams. I would love to. Man, that would be. Could you imagine the over under on that game? It'd be like 70.
Oh yeah, no, that would do some ratings.
It would be amazing. I mean, honestly, that's probably your top 2 MVP contenders. I don't think May's gonna win it. I think he's made a good case for himself, but I don't think he's gonna win it or deserves it. Yeah, exactly, Chris. How can you not? I like Chris. Smart guy right there. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, the Bills they've got the pieces. It's just putting it all together, and that defense finding a way to stop people from running the damn ball down our throats every game. which is scary because Kyron Williams will just go to town if that's the case. Like
Well, they've kind of pulled the reins back on him finally, and you're seeing Corum get more run. I think they're trying to save Williams for the playoff run now.
I liked him in Michigan. I've been waiting for him to kind of step out a little bit as far as like just getting like a touch a game, if anything.
Yeah.
So now seeing it more balanced, and honestly, like you're seeing decent production out of him. Like he is producing. He's averaging what 3-4 yards a carry. He's still breaking off a few of them. I mean, he's not going to be Williams, but I agree. If you're up and you don't need to run Williams 20 times a game, don't.
Yeah, it's just hard to get Williams off field because he's so versatile. You know what I mean? There's nothing obviously, and McVay's it's a trust thing too.
Yep.
So he's just so nasty and pass pro. It's like, and Stafford trusts him, and I think that's a huge part of it. Just having Stafford's trust.
Yeah, well, and I mean, he does it all, right? Like like you said, you don't see him come off. I mean, like Cook, as much as he does it all, you'll see him come out on third down and they'll put in Ty Johnson, right? Like Ray Davis, he barely sees the ball anymore, which is very interesting to me. After last year, I would have expected.
Was he a second or third round pick?
Third, Kentucky. And I expected him to be used more this year than just special teams, but he rarely sees the ball. But even on special teams, he's killing it. So hopefully at some point they find a way to use him more. Taylor Swift not. Yeah, I think Kelsey's done. I think this is it. I think this is his swan song this year. If I was him, I'd walk away.
It should be.
I'd walk away after this year. Like, dude, just leave. Be done. Like, don't get hurt. You're marrying Taylor Swift.
You've already won.
Hurt. Yeah. Like, what more do you need to do?
You've already won.
Really?
Well, let's wrap this up with the funnest part of the program here. I want to know your Buffalo Bills Mount Rushmore.
See, I literally had this conversation with my girlfriend for like a good hour. And she, I think, is actually on the couch asleep. So thankfully she's not going to hear me kill me. Man, that's a hard one because I want to go the traditional route, but then I look at the new era of Bills, and I went back and forth on this quite a bit, and I have to stick with the traditional route of Thurman, Kelly, Smith, and Reed. And here's why. When you look at first of all, when you look at the teams of the 90s, like they were all cornerstones of that team.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time taking any one of those guys off. And while I want to put Josh in there, it's hard for me because I'm like, who can I possibly you sure as hell can't take out Bruce Smith. Like,
yeah, Bruce Smith. That's
like no brainer.
I would have vetoed you if you would have tried to say Bruce Smith.
No, like Myles Garrett eventually will surpass Bruce Smith. Like that's just a matter of time at this point. But like
one of his mentors, by the way, when Myles got here, Greg Williams was the defensive coordinator who has a long-standing relationship with Bruce Smith. So Bruce Smith was coming to training camp, and when Myles was a rookie. So you know what I mean.
That's awesome. I did not know that, but I love that. I love Myles Garrett, by the way. Like, I'm not obviously it's Browns Bills, but like, man, I love Myles Garrett. That guy's just unbelievably talented. If I had to take somebody off, no OJ. Yeah, definitely not OJ. No. Look, from a statistical standpoint, guy's amazing. Probably you could make a case for it, but like
2,000 yards in 14 games, my man.
I know,
you cannot make a case for Orenthal.
But as a human standpoint, it's like,
hey, I've met a lot of famous people. O.J. Simpson is top of the list of nicest people I've ever physically met in my life. I met him before the murders. I was a small child.
That alleged murders.
Yeah, well, hey, man. I'll say this. I shook his hand, and he could have easily killed two people. But yeah, super nice guy.
Oh, I bet. Don Beebe. I love Don Beebe. I don't think statistically he makes it. I think if I had to take somebody off, it would probably be Andre Reed, and that would be hard for me to do. But I don't think you can take Thurman off based on his performance. He won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, 91. You can't take Kelly off. I mean, it's Jim Kelly, right? Like, how do you take that guy off? He took the Bills to 8 postseasons out of 11 when he was with the Bills. Mm-hmm. If I could add somebody, it would be Allen. The other person who I would consider putting on there, like honorable mentions, right? Like I'm going to put Allen in honorable mention because I think he needs a couple more years. Marv Levy. Like, yeah,
there we go.
Like the man behind, like the man, the myth, the legend, like Marv Levy, like that guy he was the captain of the ship, right? Like no one talks about him, but it's like everybody loves that guy.
Well, one of the guys who covers your teams, Joe Marino, and he always does the Levy Grail every year when teams get eliminated. He goes through the Scottish prose of fight on, my men,
Yep.
I am hurt, but I am not slain. I will fight and rise again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? I mean, like, God, and Marv's 100. Like, that's crazy too. Like,
He's
that
younger
man is
than
a
Pete
legend.
Carroll, though, when he was coaching. When I really think back to Marv Levy, he was an
That's
old,
wild.
old man. But Pete Carroll is older now than Marv Levy was when he was at his oldest coaching.
Which is wild.
It is.
So yeah, if I had to make honorable mentions, I would put Levy and Allen in there. Allen at some point will move up in that. He wins a Super Bowl this year, I think automatically. I think already Allen has put himself probably, if he were to retire the end of the season, probably has a shot at the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he would necessarily make it, but I think he would be damn close. So you give him a couple more years, like he's for sure
Should be
on
a
that.
shoe-in, yeah.
Yeah,
The
and
rushing
rightfully so.
touchdowns by itself are absurd.
Dude,
He's
it's
your
crazy.
all-time. He's your all-time rushing leader, and
Mhm.
that's with OJ fucking Simpson played for you
Yeah.
guys, Thurman Thompson, and this guy's got more rushing touchdowns than both those guys.
Yeah, and has most of any quarterback in the NFL by a wide, well, as he continues, is going to be a wide margin. But if you look at active players, and you think of a guy like Lamar, like you think Lamar
Mhm.
Jackson would have all these with all the yards he has, he doesn't. He's
Yeah.
got like 30 something. And it's like it's not even close. Allen is just he just takes it to another level. He's a game changer. That's why we love him.
Man, it's been an awesome conversation. I'm looking forward to doing it again sometime. Hopefully, with
Sure.
when both of our teams are relevant, we can kind of have a little back and forth. But this, we needed to give the floor to you. I was just happy to talk functional football. We've
Hey,
been in
fair.
dysfunction this whole season, so to be able to have you on and talk actual functional football was a treat, my man.
Ralph Wilson's a great. Yeah, I mean, he made the Bills what they are, and now we're moving into a new home, which is kind of sad. It will no longer be the Ralph, so that's it's weird. Tasker was a Bill. Yes, he was. He
Well, the
should be in the Hall
best
of
special
Fame.
teams
He's.
player of all time.
I still don't know how he's not in there. It's every time that comes up, that is a huge petition by Bills fans to try to make that happen, and we have so far not been successful. But that does not mean we're giving up on that quest because that man deserves it. So, thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Great, just great interaction with your fan base too, Casey. I love this.
I got to ask this question because we're moving into a facility that's going to have a roof. You guys are choosing to play on the lake without a roof. Where do you stand
Yes.
on that? Are you happy they're going to be playing in the elements, or for tradition, or or would you rather go to a game in December and not have to worry about frostbite?
So, as someone that does not have them, but is on the waiting list for season tickets when they announce the new stadium and haven't gotten that call yet, which is probably good because they're not going to be cheap with the new PSLs and all the stuff they're doing there.
No, good Lord, no.
Yeah, which it's like anything else, try to make money. I originally was like, we should have a dome, but then the more I thought about it, I've been to the Snow Bowl games where I've had to dig my seat out from 3 feet of snow. Um, yeah, like going into my curse this season. There's something about it, and it just feels like it has to still have the snow. Like you still have to have that because it's just part of what makes the experience what it is, and it's part of what makes the team and the fan base what it is. And I feel like removing that just doesn't feel right. Like you're losing a part of who you are. It sounds weird in a way, but it's one of those things. It's like that's part of the experience is going in the middle of December and digging out at your seat and throwing snowballs right at the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Not saying you should, but like at the same point when they're giving you the finger, like hey, things might happen. But at the same point, like I like what they've done with the new stadium where they've covered part of the seats so that most of the seats will be covered to some degree. So you won't have to necessarily dig it out, but the field itself will still have the snow and still have that atmosphere. And I think that's what kind of makes it magical. Yeah, we're probably never going to host a Super Bowl in Buffalo. Browns probably aren't ever either. But like at the same point, I don't care. I love the idea of like outdoor football in December. I love that it's 30 degrees and it's a blizzard. Like I think it's awesome. It's part of what it is. It's part of what makes it different playing up here. I think it's one of those things that as fans and players, you have a different appreciation for because you're out there playing in the elements. You're not in a dome that's 70 degrees climate controlled like Atlanta or Indy or any of these other teams, right? It's like it changes the way you play the game. And the one thing I wish that, and I know they can't, but it would be interesting to see if there was some sort of metric that could measure performance in some sort of standardized way. Because if you put Josh Allen in a dome and Josh Allen's playing in a dome year round, could you imagine the numbers that man would put up? Probably. They'd be fucking ridiculous.
You just made my argument for the dome. I want the best players to be able to play at their absolute best without any impedance.
Dude, kill it. Kill it.
Well, and the reality is, like, when it was regionalized, football used to be regionalized, and most of your players were, even in the pros, back in the 60s and 70s, were from your region.
Yep.
Even if you were just pulling from the Big Ten or the Big East or wherever, But like the reality of the situation is, 80% of these players are from Georgia, Florida, Texas, and California.
Yeah.
So for them to go, ask Keon Coleman about playing in the elements and how he feels about it.
Yep. Yeah, some of these guys, like, I've never even seen snow, and it's like,
I know.
well, you're in for a rude awakening.
All right, Jeremy, you've been awesome, dude. Let the people know where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at my handle right here, BWR the Stampede. Check out the website, bewarethestampede.com, and come on in Bills on the Come On In Sports Network. So, man, it's been great getting to catch up, Casey. Always a good time chatting with you and talking football. And appreciate all you that tuned into this. It's been a great time. You guys have been a great audience. So I super appreciate all you. And man, best wishes for the holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys are celebrating. I hope you all have a good, blessed one. And man, just looking forward to some more good football as we finish up the calendar year and roll into next year in the playoffs. And Browns next year, man, Super Bowl contenders.
There we go. He's buttering us up, people. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. But man, Jeremy's a class act. Thank you for joining me, man. And thank you guys, everybody, for joining. What are we doing here? What am I disappointing on?
Casey disappoints me on this dumb thing. I don't know if he's talking about the dome.
I don't know, man. I get it, but like I have small kids. I'd like to take them to a game in December and January. And you think my wife's going? She ain't going. I don't know if it's cold. So
yeah, but is that good or bad, Casey?
I like to take that. I think it's good. My wife's record at Browns games is like 5-1.
Oh shit!
Then think about how bad we are.
I was gonna say, then you do need her. You do need her. In fact, I feel like you should be calling them, and being like, guys, look, I got the answer.
Let's get that dome built, man. Trying to go to the Super Bowl. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining us, man. It's another episode of Know Your Enemy. The best thing you can give anyone is your time, and you guys do that every time. And thank you for participating in the chat. You guys make this thing what it is. So I'll be coming at you next week, unfortunately, with a Steelers guest. So buckle up for that shit.
Ugh.
All right, Jeremy. Best of luck the rest of the season, man.
You too, Casey. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Go Browns.
Go Bills.